Hey guys, welcome to Snowbreak Containment Zone. So this is the emergency dev stream summary, courtesy of Vikiash, and I'll be putting a link in the description for those who want to reference this later. Vic, thank you very much for the translation. I was there, but definitely I wasn't able to understand the whole dev stream. So thank you very much for this, and let's go to the matter at hand. But before that, before I forget, I'd like to ask you guys to please support the channel by subscribing and also putting a like to this video just in case you find this video very informative. And again, an acknowledgement to all the subscribers that I have. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. Plus, I'd like to acknowledge the new members of the channel. Membership is actually open. There's a join link in the description if you want to join and support the channel through membership. So please check that out. The perks are also there. You may review the perks before you are able or you want to subscribe to this channel. Okay, now going really to the meat of the discussion. So what happened really? I'm just gonna be summarizing what happened because this is going to be a long talk. So what happened? So Frisia story content was really terrible, but it was published, no oversight, and no approval was done. So basically, the writers were given free hand on, I'm not sure how many, but I think it's only one. They were given free hand to publish and everything without oversight, with approval. So it went through, we got it. It's actually a mess. And Kang took responsibility for this. Mentioned that he was busy working on the future patches. I think it was version 2.5. So everybody was busy. We also had the censorship issue before this. Mumu did not get fired. Okay. Chong Chong also did not get fired. Took the blame for the approval of the story to be released. So that's the short end of the story. And also a writer and a quality control person was actually, or personnel were fired. So that's a short end of what happened recently, because people are asking what happened, what was the issue. So that is it. So I won't discuss what happened. Here they are in the live stream. So Chong Chong left, Mumo on the right. Both are still there. Both are still supporting us and are within the company itself. Okay? So don't worry. We are in good hands still. Hopefully. Hoping. So topic shifted to acknowledging various issues. This happened later after they explained what happened. So various issues in the event story, the game overall. So these are spoilers definitely. Yeah, when the story was referred to in a way, these are basically what happened in detail. So addition of 0.01. You can actually read through this. Rosan, a female shapeshifter to another group to serve as plaything. The later lead dialogue where sound implied of intercourse and heard over a communicator. That was not well received as well. And the last one was really bad. So a girl seen leading the way for a group of bad guys who then killed her again. Well, not really well received. So again, these are just the summaries. Again, you can read through the whole article later. We'll go through some of the details of what happened in that dev stream. I'll share my thoughts later, basically on how this should have been done and moving forward as well. So it says here, the host said that the issues were a one-time incident, but still a mistake could have not taken back regardless. But still a mistake that could not be taken back regardless. Yes. They maintain an attitude of doing anything possible to make it to players that they make mistakes. They maintain an attitude of doing anything possible to make it up to players when they make mistakes. Again, these mistakes should not be present moving forward, because we've had a lot of roller coasters in the past few months. 2 censorships, VAs being fired, and now this. So I'd like for less drama for Snowbreak in the future months or in next year. Um, let's have more fun in this game. Really, I think these are unnecessary things that should be kept or should be kept in control, or can be discarded. I don't know, but definitely not gonna be happening. Hopefully soon. Okay, so okay. According to them, feedback was collected regarding the story. This would be used in rewriting the story. They promise further details in the upcoming later post. See that below. Chong Chong confirmed the plans regarding the future of Snowbreak were fully under control of Li Huamao, and he is still in charge. So as you can see there, this includes who is ultimately hired despite relying on CSUN for candidates to consider and work for. So basically, Li Huamao, this is the subsidiary of CSUN, does not hire personnel. CSUN hires for them. Okay? So, actually, guys, you didn't know I'm an HR practitioner. So, there's basically a gap in hiring and in the deployment of a certain person. I don't know if that gap is going to be fixed, but definitely people who are, hiring people should have a say in who they're going to be recruiting, because it's important in the workplace. So basically that's that. So again, no HR department and LHM. Both statements were apparently to debunk more alleged conspiracy theories about a CSUN takeover. Again, there were wild theories last night that I read over Reddit, and this is just one of them. So furthermore, hiring writers is hard. As it turns out, again, writing content is hard. Finding the right people is hard. I know, because I'm practicing HR. Potential hires are a specialized skill, and they need to be able to program in the cutscenes and played in game on top of writing them. Okay, so with that out of the way, adding to hiring issues, the production team has been working closely with the CNVAs to produce high quality voiceovers, which naturally takes time. This is why not all the characters announced to have their VAs replaced have had changeover happen. Again, with a small team, definitely new VAs, you're gonna have setbacks with this. So let's take into consideration that they have some roadblocks, they've had some issues, they've had difficulty, and they're trying to deal with it. So the host thanked the player base for their support and struggles back in the late 2023. Yes, I understand. Katya was a turning point and said that they often think about ways to express their gratitude for this. They had personally offered the Fenny video during the latest censorship wave, further expressed gratitude to the player base for standing with them during the incident. So again, all of us guys will have to be patient with them. This is not an easy job, really. Developing games, I was once part of I was once HR of a software development team. And it's not really easy putting up projects, big projects such as this. These are very technical, and these require planning, these require manpower, resources, money. So again, this is going to be very hard. So a selector box was announced, was sent to players as soon as compensation. An initial apology letter sent via in-game mailbox would be added to the archive. Okay, so with that out of the way, we'll do a selector box, recommendation after this video. So watch out for that as well. Q&A. So these are the Q&As that, were discussed. So after the talk, first Q&A, is Freesia Turbo being buffed? She is going to be buffed. They'll be collecting feedback for future buffs. So, with this said, we're gonna be dialing back on what is currently with Freesia and expecting a better version of Freesia. That is why the build guide for my end would have to wait, because I'd have to know first what she's going to be morphing into in the future. Right now, I've had some gameplay, time on videos, on stream, and that is it for now, because again, the changes will have to affect my build guide, it also will have to affect my tier list as well. So don't stress out too much about having fully voiced stories by 2.5, please. Chong Chong considers this an important thing to accomplish to keep promises initially made in the past and emphasizes that it would be ready in time. Okay, so fully voiced stories by 2.5 is a possibility. How big is the season team now that we have this? They have around 100 people, which isn't a lot, so they've already had to rely on a lot of outsourcing. This is actually a very small team. So for a global game and a Chinese game, to have only 100 people is really, really small. Believe me, guys, I was with a development team before, hiring for them, and it's actually no joke. So when is Nita SSR going out? So unfortunately, it's gonna be released. She's gonna be released until next year. So Nita Bros will have to wait for this to happen. So is anything going to be changing with Yao? Likely referring to the issues in the store. So Yao is potentially getting changes, possibly regarding story, minor changes to her name, tone, pronunciation, and personality. This would be weird. No specific details were given, but supposedly aiming to keep it consistent at pre 2.3 Yao. I don't know how to feel about this. At this point, I haven't read much of the story, but give me your thoughts, guys, on the changes on potential changes. So Frisia plus Makar. Yeah, we've seen this. This is going to be, I think, included. Yeah. If you're running into trouble having content ready in time, why don't you just make patches longer? The hosts don't like this option as they want events to have enough content to warrant their lengths, and extended event durations would lead them to not having enough content for players. Which, actually, I agree. Because right now, there is usually a lull time of a week before release already. There's a 1 week lull time based on my experience. Some players might have a lull time of probably 2 weeks before the next patch comes in. So extending it further would really, really piss off the player base, and I do not recommend it as well. So how's progress on those logistics farming improvements? Logistics stat rolling QOL will be added in 2.4. Finally. So the next update, I think this refers to the third stat. Logistics stat rolling. That feature really sucks at this point. And I'm beginning to hate it at this point. So I'm actually looking forward to this one in the next patch. So any plans for better gun sound? Yes, soon. So what took so long to respond to the complaints this time around? Staff are still handling drama, figuring out the response. Hence the delay in getting a response out. Before they respond quickly, of course, they have to do an investigation. And eventually they had to face us. So I think it was acceptable because, again, this was a very delicate situation and data has to be collected first before you can react. And again, at least they were prepared enough in telling us what to do moving forward. So that's it. So we have King Ying, though. So the host changing their minds on removing her. They said they would run a poll, but I think the final decision here was they're going to be removing her. I'm not sure, but that is from, I think, the next post that we're going to be discussing. So we do have a following post. After the stream concluded, a following post was made on CNside socials, further apologizing, and the event story will be made again available in 3 to 4 weeks once it is written to take into account various changes. Okay, so we'll be waiting for another 3 to 4 weeks. Probably that would be right before the patch ends. So again, guys, let's let them cook. I encourage you. Details as no male PCs will be removed from the event story and will no longer appear in the future story content. So only the adjutant will remain. So Chad remains. Shape-shifting girl said, but Rose will be removed from the story. Definitely yes. Okay, writers for the stories will be created with a pen name for 2.4 onwards, which is nice. King Ying is again stated as no longer be appearing in game going forward. I think they finished their poll. As I've said, I reached out to this is from Vic. Previously announced plans for Adjutant Xiao character are still being discussed. CN voiceover will continue to be adjusted and optimized based on player feedback. Series Kisana's Ocean Use outfit will have its idle stance adjusted. I don't know what adjustments these are these, but we'll definitely be excited on that. Any Exuvia's exclusive trainer will have its visual adjusted as well. An SSR alt is again confirmed to be in production for Nita, but it would take time to complete and definitely for next year. Frisia's Plasma Car is confirmed to be ready by 2.5. Curiously, second upload was not made long after dealing further changes. Mostly is Frisia Turbo's hair's name shortened to Frisia Turbo. Well, okay. I didn't see the need for it to change, but anyway, it happened already. And compensation for this entire incident to the players. These are a lot of compensations, guys. Selector box allowing to select either an SSR operative or an SSR weapon. We'll do a guide after this. And Moonlit, Iris, event currency, Battle Pass XP, which, could get you past 4 items, whether you're free to play or you bought the Battle Pass, and 45,000 silver buck. So again, even for this one alone is going to be a very big help to all players, including free to play. Again, hands down for the guys at the season, for the subsidiary LHM to be able to give out all of these rewards. But again, guys, my thoughts on this drama: this should not happen. This should not have happened in the first place. Number 2, planning is really needed in all these things. Again, these are game-changing things that you're doing. While they are successful up to a point, but again, they should be careful because it's an easy drop from this high up to this low. It's gonna be an easy drop, so they should be careful, watch their backs, clean up their act, and keep things as smooth as possible. Again, I assume these guys are young. They have a lot of things on their hand. But again, this game is going to grow depending on how they're going to play things moving forward. This game is not going to be successful without them holding a solid ground. So also, guys, and also, of course, the player base. Player base will really react to what they're doing. So that's it. So they will take the lead on how this game progresses. They should end 2024 with a big bang, a big event, and look forward to 2025. I hope this is the last issue for 2024. I wouldn't want to cover these things because this keeps the player base, my community as well, on edge. And it's not a great thing, really, for players to be rattled and for players to be given uncertainty at this time while everything is still being repaired. Censorship, has just subsided issue, and hope things are going to get smooth. Me guys, if you guys know me, if my friends know me well, I am a very positive person when it comes to outlook. Hopefully, giving the best possible outlook to these things, because again, it's bad enough that the game is, needing help and us having to have negative things on our mind. Let's just have a positive mindset about the game and moving forward. And hopefully, again, they deliver, because they don't have enough. If Mario had 3 lives, at this time they only have, I think, 1 life left. So players' patience getting thin. The community's patience is getting thin. But again, this is a good save for them for the meantime. But hopefully they could gain more lives in the future and not have more incidents like this happen in the game moving forward. So those are just my thoughts. I just hope that we're behind this issue and we could move forward with better things for Snowbreak. Again, guys, I would appreciate your comments in the comment section. And for those who are still here while I'm rambling, membership, if you'd like to support the channel more, it's actually available in the description, the link for you to join. Please read all the perks before you join. Again, thank you guys for staying this far. Take care. Stay safe. This is the Warden, and I'm out of here.